What is going on, everybody? Car Guy V8 here with another video. And today I'm going to talk about the Gen 3 small block Chevys and why I think that these engines are the best engines ever made. And that is actually a new opinion of mine. Because in the past on this channel, I've mostly dealt with Gen 1 small block Chevys, small block Fords, and even Gen 2 LT stuff. And I've tried really hard to stay away from the LS swap stigma just because that's what everybody does. And I wanted to be different. But I have owned some LS stuff in the past, and I've also posted videos of LS stuff before, so I'm not new to them. Just for the most part, I stayed away from them. But this is my first time to actually go through one myself and just take a look at the different parts of it, tear off the heads, oil pan, all that kind of stuff. And it has impressed me. It has actually completely changed my opinion on these engines, and it's made me really consider changing my ways and going to mostly LS stuff. As crazy as that sounds, I don't really see any downsides to it right now, other than maybe a little extra work. Let's talk about what I found when going through this engine and talk about the reasons why I think these are the best engines ever made. Now, the reason that I titled this video the way that I did is because the engine I have right next to me is an actual aluminum block LS1. This is the engine that started the revolution in 1997 in the C5 Corvette and quickly made its way over to F-bodies, which is what this engine is from. It's a 346 cubic inch, 5.7 liter engine, aluminum block, of course. And it was rated in the F-body at 305 horsepower for just the base non-WS6 or non-SS cars. And everybody in the LS world knows that they made more than that. They pretty much made the 345 horsepower that the Corvettes were rated at in 97. And this engine was a 150,000 original mile engine that I have come to the conclusion that it has never been into, just based on all of the bolts that were on it. It was factory stuff, factory head gaskets, and even the rocker arms never appeared to be off to me. They had no scuffs or anything where any wrench had ever been on them. So I think this engine was an untouched 150,000 mile LS1, and it ran good. So truthfully, I probably shouldn't have pulled it apart. But with the plans that I have for this engine, the smart move was pulling it apart, making sure everything's okay, and sending it off to the machine shop. Because trust me, this will not be a 345 horsepower engine when Car Guy V8's done with it. So when I got this engine, it was a complete engine. It had the oil pan heads, valve covers, even the accessories on the front of the engine. And the first thing I noticed whenever I started tearing into this thing was the high quality hardware that was used to build these LS engines. And it just surprised me. Every bolt I took out, I was like, man, this is a clean, high quality bolt. All of them were like that on this, from the accessories to the oil pan. And it just made me think back to all the small block Chevys I've had over the years, and even small block Fords, that you just start taking stuff out and bolts are often mismatched, ugly, old stuff that may be 40, 50 years old at this point. Even the Vortex stuff, which is fairly new, it doesn't hold a candle to the hardware. And that's kind of a funny thing to say, to be like, wow, the bolts are great. But it just struck me immediately whenever I started taking this thing apart. And that is not one of the reasons why this is the best engine ever made. That's just something I noted. As I was pulling apart this engine, with every new part I would pull, I would notice how well everything works together, yet it's simplistic. And I know that's funny to say, it's like an oxymoron since years of research go into these, to each engine that any manufacturer makes. But it feels like there's something special here with these LSs. And I don't know if it's just because of all of the internet hype, or if truly I'm discovering this for myself. But I also noticed, the journals on the camshaft. This is a stock LS1 camshaft. This is just a beefy cam compared to a traditional small block Chevy. And these factory aluminum cylinder heads, these 241s, I think they are. I can't see the casting number from this side, but just a factory aluminum heads. Pretty much every LS engine came with aluminum heads. There were some, they were either 4.8s or 5.3s, I don't remember, that came with iron heads. I don't really keep up with them, but that was very early on in production. But these factory aluminum cylinder heads flow around 240-ish CFM on the intake side, which is phenomenal. That is enough flow to easily make well over 400 horsepower with one of these. Just with a stock bottom end, you just throw a cam in, you know, headers, whatever, you're over 400 horse. It's easy. So this thing, stock for stock, if you do the same mods you do traditional small block, these will make more, because these secret weapon cylinder heads, you just can't beat these aluminum cylinder heads that come with these engines. They are great, and they are stock. That's the amazing thing. But the real thing that sold me about these LS1 engines, just the LSs in general, is the 6-bolt mains. Until I started tearing into this thing, I didn't realize that these came with 6-bolt mains. I thought that was a Fox body that lived down the street. It's just a clapped out truck. An LS truck, funny enough. It might have a cam in it. Maybe it's not so clapped. Anyway, back to the 6-bolt mains. I called one of my buddies after discovering that. I was like, man, this thing's got 6-bolt mains. Is that just the norm for LSs? And he said for the Gen 3 small blocks, they all had 6-bolt mains, which surprised me. That right there pretty much sold me that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have slept on this design. This is a good design, mixed with factory roller cams. Every camshaft in these things is a roller cam. The one thing I'm not a huge fan of is that you have to remove the heads to get to the lifters. I don't necessarily like that, but I do understand it. Also, when you remove the intake on an LS, you don't have to worry about coolant spilling everywhere. And also, you don't have to reseal the valley plate or anything. You just remove it, and it has seals on it, and you put a new one back on. Real easy. Also, whenever I saw the way that they designed the water pump seals that go right here, there's actually little metal gaskets, I guess you would call them, metal plates with seals in them. That was a unique design. I've never changed the water pump in an LS, funny enough. I'm kind of smitten with these engines. I'm actually really excited to throw some power at this thing and see what it'll take. Not boost, I'm not there yet. I'm still a naturally aspirated guy. I'll probably remain that way for quite a while. But I'm real excited about this LS engine. I just can't get quite as excited about a small block anymore, because whenever a traditional small block, because whenever I've started pricing LS stuff, like you always hear, nothing's cheaper to build than a traditional small block Chevy. But I was talking to my engine builder, and he charges basically the same to rebuild a bottom end on an LS and to rebuild a bottom end on a traditional small block. And also, whenever you go, you know, Summit Racing and start looking at camshafts and stuff like that, the camshafts for these LSs are oftentimes cheaper than a traditional small block. Now, flat tappet stuff is still cheap, but those, yeah, that's that same truck. Yeah, it's got a nice cam in it. Cool. Anyway, back to whatever I was saying. Yes, I was talking about camshafts. So when you go to buy a flat tappet camshaft, they're still pretty cheap, but then you have to deal with the flat tappet issues, which sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you don't. It's just the way it works these days with Chinese parts. Whereas these LS roller cams, $300 for a lot of them. Some are cheaper. Like look at Richard Holdner's website. He has some really good deals on decent truck cams, and they are as cheap or cheaper than flat tappet cams for old small block Chevys, you know, or even small block Fords. So cams are cheaper. Valve springs are a similar price, but you don't have to go crazy on cylinder heads because your factory heads are so good. So really, I think if you're going to build, say, a 450 horsepower small block versus a 450 horse LS, I don't really see any reason not to go LS at that power level. If you're just looking for stock 250, 300, 350, yeah, a small block Chevy can still be quite cheap because their factory heads can make that kind of power. These factory heads can make 450, no problem. Some people make more. I kind of feel like I'm just rambling on right now. You know, honestly, whenever I started tearing this thing apart, I was not expecting to like it as much as I do. So this little project here has completely changed my opinion on the Gen 3 small block Chevy. So I'm real happy that I did this. Originally, I was just going to throw a camshaft in it, you know, make some cheap power. But I'm happy that is not what I did. I went ahead and tore it apart. You know, sometimes I'll get something and just for the fun of it, I'll tear it apart. And I'm happy that I did that. And This one will wind up going to a machine shop. Best Engines, I always use them. They're probably the best machine shop in Texas. So he sometimes does the bottom ends of my engines, especially since this is a good LS1. I want the bottom end done right, and I don't want this to be my Discovery LS. I will put the top end on and stuff like that. I've done that many times on other engines, so that won't be any kind of issue. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. But stay tuned for next week's video, because I promise you it's not going to be something you've seen on the channel before, and you guys are going to love it. I love it too. It's sitting right there. I'm not going to show it yet, but who? Y'all be ready. Y'all aren't going to expect this. And now that I've made this video, I'll probably take this engine to the machine shop here in a few days. Guys, thank y'all for watching this video. Let me know what you think about these LS engines down in the comments. As you can tell, I'm excited about them. Changed my opinion completely. I'm a new man.